Guess who's coming to dinner? Nutty Dreadlock. No, I'm just kidding. Katie's here.
Hi.
And you know who she is.
Hello.
We're gonna cook pork chops. Did you say hello? Oh, okay. We're gonna cook pork chops. It's time to eat. Okay, so this is the first part of it. Isn't she pretty? I'm black, she's pretty. Pretty black, right? This is the first part of the process where we've already put the vinegar on and now we're seasoning the pork chops. Katie is sprinkling a little seasoning salt on there and some garlic salt. We try not to use too much salt with pork because it naturally carries its own salt the way they process this pork in these meat places where they process meat, and so Katie is just sort of lightly sprinkling the raw pork chops with some garlic salt. I'm over here now. See, I have magical powers, especially when our El Salvadorian leprechaun is on site. Okay, now what we're doing now is we're putting in a little basil, a little parsley into the meat after Katie has so beautifully sprinkled the seasoning salt and the garlic salt on. We're preparing these chops for the flour that we will be shaking them up in. It's almost kind of like a chicken fried pork chop recipe. And boy, I can't wait to dip my personal pork chop into the applesauce that we have on ice right now. When's the last time you cooked pork chops?
Never.
Katie and I are about to prep the flour for the bashing around in the bag of the chops. So Katie is holding that open, and all you're going to do now is just dump about a half a cup of flour into the bag. And now you're ready for the meat. You have gotten the flour prepped, and Katie is so beautifully holding it. She's Vanna White, I'm Vanna Black. No, okay, I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to actually start with the smaller chops to kind of use the grease as fast as I can with the smaller pieces of meat. And then I'll change the grease in the pot and then go ahead and fry up the larger ones. That's how my mother used to do it. Because with pork chops, we want them to be hot and savory and juicy, not dry and nasty. Katie is just like me. We are against nasty, dry food. So I'm really grateful that you're here. I can't believe you're here. How long are you going to be in town?
Just until Tuesday.
Okay, good. She'll be shooting something for us every day. Now, Katie is actually going to be featured on our other YouTube channel, Talking Shit. She's going to be performing with frontman for Set on Right, Steve Vargas. They're going to be doing a song together. Isn't that right?
Yes, that is
wow, right. Yeah. I think she's a better artist than Steve. She's prettier. Before I call Katie over, I'm going to be using the thermometer, not touching the bottom of the skillet, that would be a false reading, but kind of hovering around and trying to get the temperature of this grease. I want it to be at around 300, and so far we're looking at, it's hotter than 300. So I'm actually going to turn this down a little bit, and Katie and I are going to start adding pork chops. Look at this little cute little thing Elizabeth did. She did one for the frog. She did one for Katie. She did one for me. Heather's old one's going to be coming down. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now, here we go. We're going to be putting these pork chops in the hot grease. Here I go. You have to be very careful. I've asked Katie to step back. She has done so. Don't mind me. I'm turning my beans down. I am not turning the meat down. My meat is going to be cooking at the right speed. We're at 300 degrees. And I don't want my back to the camera from old school drama class and theater, fine arts. A lot of this cooking that you see is no alcohol involved. Love, plenty of love. Look at that look on her face. Do you need booze in this food? No. We use vinegar and some lemon juice in the prep or the marinating of the meat. And I'm going to get a fork and we're going to move those around in that grease and let it go to work. Guess what? We're done cooking. Thanks to this beautiful person here. No. No, we did good. And the plate is here. So I'm going to hold it up. You're going to get your samples. I'm going to cut it so tender. It's just cutting beautifully. I really like the crust and I really like the thickness of it. I'm going to hold this up, come back in. And look at this. Go. Let's come on. Let's go. Let's dig in. Mac and cheese. Why you take the big please?
Did somebody say mac and cheese?
Oh look who's here! It's Robert D. He's here. Okay, go. You can't have it either. Sorry. What does it taste like?
You're good. Delicious.
She just wants the whole plate. Greedy ass.